Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to beautiful Snapdragon Stadium right here in San Diego, California. I am honored to have the man, Mr. Lynell Hamilton, in the house here with me. And the San Diego series is being brought to you by the La Jolla Wellness Institute, powered by MagnaWave. And man, it is a crazy wave coming through San Diego now of talent at this school, of energy coming through these programs, and that's a brand new home. What's it feel like to see it?
No, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. I was talking earlier about the days of having Qualcomm and playing on, we all shared that, the Chargers, the Aztecs, and also the Padres.
Here? Same ground?
Same ground, same soil. So the location is still the same, so it does feel like home still. But you got to, this is like it's an amazing upgrade. It's like home got renovated, right? Like it's like crazy.
Big time renovation.
That's a big time renovation. And it feels really good because now you have the fans that are so much closer to you. And I feel like as players, you kind of feed into that type of energy, that type of this fan fave just jumping on you and yelling at you and screaming at you and the whole deal. So it gives you that college feel. So I'm really excited for those boys. They're lucky to have this.
Yeah, they are. And it's cool, too, to see all the sports that are being played here now. It's like, it's incredible to see it all coming to San Diego after the NFL leaves.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like San Diego has so much to offer. What do you think this does for the recruiting process? Because now, in this day and age of the NIL deal and this and that, what does it mean for you? And how was it for you deciding to go to San Diego?
Well, you know what? That's a long story there, but I would start off by saying that right now, it's amazing. I think that, the marketing now for San Diego State football, we are the show in town.
Right.
So with that being said, those players are going to be looked at. The high school players are looking at the college players. Even the youth, they're looking at the college players. They're going out seeing those games. They're coming to the stadium and having that experience. And with a stadium like this, you can imagine kids that are growing up now being able to come here. They're going to be lifelong Aztec fans, but then also lifelong star Aztec football fans, right? So with my experience, like I said, I was coming out of high school, 4-star recruit. San Diego State wasn't necessarily on the map. It was considered a smaller school.
Right.
And I go back to my trip. Marshall Falk, got a chance to talk to him on the phone. They put me on the phone with him, and he told me, he said, you can either be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond. I said, and it's your decision. He said that he was able to come here and make a lot of his dreams come true. And he has said that the type of back that he's hearing that I am, and he thinks that I could do the same. So that was a part of my decision to come here. I had a lot of top schools in the nation, but also too, you got to think about it. Another person, my uncle, Gerald Spinks, told me. He said, "Hey man, think about what you're going to, where you want to live at when football is all over." He said, all the connections that you're going to make in college, when football's gone, those connections are still going to be there.
Right.
And that was probably the biggest sell for me. I was from Stockton, California. So it's a hometown, love the family, the whole deal. But it's not San Diego in regards to the resources, in regards to just the love life, So I made that decision. And then, like I said, even then, it was kind of like, oh, my goodness, you had Eric Coryell. But when I got here, we had a coach named Tom Kraft, and he was from that lineage. He was Air Kraft, so he loved to throw the ball. So I was a big time running back coming in. It was like, okay, well, things are going to change, and things did change. I think that once I came here and we began running the ball like we did and we had success, I think that kind of opened up the doors of the idea that oh shoot, this program can go back to the run game of the days of Larry Ned and George Jones and Marshall Falk, and we had some success.
And you took Freshman of the Year in the conference.
I did. I got Freshman of the Year in the conference. I was also a Freshman All-American of NCAA, partnering with Lawrence Maroney. Remember him? Yeah. Lawrence Maroney from Minnesota. Yeah. So it was like I said, my college career was very much a roller coaster, but it was a gift from God. Because it humbled me.
Those kind of accolades first year in. Well, now, what does that do to you? Because you're in a party town.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
I think when I was coming here, it was I think it was Chino.
Okay.
And then it was Arizona State, and then it was San Diego.
For the top party schools.
Top party schools
Yeah.
in the West Coast,
Yeah.
Or top party schools all over.
Period.
Period. It was those 3 schools, and I was like, oh shoot. My mom was like, oh my gosh, so what's going on here? You're a young Christian boy. You know what you doing over there? But it was like I said, it was I was so like way above my age. I was so focused. I was coming into the program with like, you know, I was coming in with the attitude that, you know, I'm not supposed to be here in terms of, I'm a big time player at a small school, like Marshall said, and I'm going to make something happen. Mm-hmm. And with that mindset, true freshman, I think I may still have the true freshman record for the first debut game, which I didn't play till the second half.
That's
I think
crazy.
I had 100 and something yards, 2 touchdowns, and we won the game. But it was one of those things where, you know, eventually, you know, this is what I wanted to do in my life. So, like I told you, I had a roller coaster college career. 5 surgeries coming out of college. That's crazy. 5 surgeries on my legs, being a running back. You know how it is being a running back now. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that in a minute. But it humbled me. Yeah. It humbled me as a human being. And I appreciated every moment being out there on that field. And that transitioned into when I made it to the NFL. It didn't matter. Every practice. And then the players and the coaches understand that. Every practice was like an audition for me. Mm-hmm. And I showed up. Like I should have.
Was that your first time in your whole life that you ever dealt with a major injury?
The first injury, yeah, my true freshman year, I broke the ankle, and that was my first time dealing with a major injury. It really was. And I remember I never questioned God. I never questioned God on what he does. I remember thinking to myself, like, oh, man, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? 'Cause I sacrificed football and gave it to God back when I was a sophomore in high school. And when I did that, like, when I gave my life to God, all my everything changed. Priorities changed, everything.
What made you do it? Like, do you remember the day?
Yeah, I do remember. I remember the day. So I remember this. I was going to a Christian school, and a buddy of mine, his name is Josiah. He was a good football player, really good football player, but he decided to go ahead and quit football and join the choir and do missionary work for the school. And I was like, and I just gave my life to God. Right. I just gave my life to God. If you know Christian schools, they have chapels on Wednesdays, right. You know, and 3 different speakers in a month's period, within a month, pointed me out of 200 kids and said, God has something for you. Wow. So I kept. The second time it happened, I was like, oh, man, I started paying attention, like, what's going on here? After the 3rd time, I was like, okay, this is real. This is real. Yeah. I'm giving my life to God. So when 2 weeks later, he does that, and I'm thinking to myself, and when you are like a new, you know, giving your life to God, you're like on fire. Like you want to tell everybody, you want to do whatever he wants you to. You're all over the place. And when my friend Josiah went ahead and decided not to play football and do it, I said, you know what? I'm going to do it too. And so I was praying, I was talking to God, and I was walking to the school to talk to my coach. Now, it's a long story. This is a long story.
What is this, freshman year?
This is sophomore year.
Okay.
It's a long story because we'll get to that later. This is a long story. But I was walking to my coach to tell him I felt God's presence come on to me and tell me, I'm not asking you to quit football or give up football because I'm going to use football for you. I'm going to use through you football to touch the lives of many.
Wow.
And that's when I dedicated ball to him. I said, whenever I would pray before every game, and I would ask him, I would tell God, when I'm on the football field, I pray that they don't see me, they see you. So I tell a lot of people, be careful what you pray for, because of that, right. It was all a part of it. The injuries in college, all those different things. So me being in college and going through what I went through, the success and also the hardship, right. I realized that when I was at San Diego State, I went through two different coaches. And the second coach, I ended up not playing so much my senior year. I ended up being a fullback, right? And we had some great running backs. I mean, Tyler Campbell, Earl Campbell's son, he used to be my fullback here. Gail Sayers, his nephew, used to be the fullback here. You know, so we had some good running backs that came through this place when I was playing. But what I went through with the injuries and the hardships, I feel like, and it was on my heart to share that I was going through fire. I was going through fire. And in order to be made pure gold, you have to go through fire. So what happened with me having the opportunity to play for the New Orleans Saints, it felt like everything kind of came together. I'm a black, young African-American man.
Putting on pure gold.
Putting on the gold and black and playing on Sundays. I'm a Christian. It seemed like everything I went through, it all landed back to where God promised and said, hey, because you did this, because you gave this, this is what I have for you.
That's incredible.
And then, the story about the Super Bowl in New Orleans and us making it, and we were winning the Super Bowl and getting a chance to be the first person to score in postseason on our run to be the Super Bowl champion.
That's crazy.
It's just, it was just, it was God-given.
And when you think, too, like, if you know this guy behind the scenes, you know this is a great man.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
But what you've done and what's always been incredible for me is, so where God put you, right here in San Diego, you are about a stone's throw from Mexico.
Yes. Yeah.
And what you have been able to do, the love and the unity that you've brought through the sport of football into sharing with those two nations is crazy, especially in this day and age when everything seems to be pulling people apart at every chance we get.
It's such an amazing experience, and I wouldn't have been able to have this experience if it wasn't for a group of guys. And I can name a few of them. Ruben, Kier, these are two guys that just passed away that was a part of this group. Derek Dolan, so many different guys that was a part of this coaching crew that went out there and began to pour knowledge and wisdom into the Mexico youth. And then the players. So that was an opportunity that was opened up to me. And then from there, when I got on board, I was like, I want to give them all my resources, you know what I mean? So I gave them, when it came to just players coming out doing football camps, when it came to uniforms, equipment, just opportunities I wanted to present to them. And I realized when I was out there that these children, these youth football players, they have the same dreams of American kids to one day play in the NFL. And it touched my heart. I was like, oh, my gosh. I want it, and I still do. I want to be able to help a young man from Mexico through this pipeline for his dreams to come true as the first Mexico NFL player. I think it would happen because they got some size, they got some talent. They got some talent over there. They're very many. They know how to play football, and they've been playing it for a long time.
Yeah.
They have. They just need an opening for them to be able to get in.
Yeah. And I think that when you see the impact that you have on the kids, and now you're coaching kids football, and so when you give advice, whether it's youth football, college, high school, or pro, when it comes to maintaining the body, when it comes to keeping yourself ready for battle, what kind of stuff do you look at? Because you've dealt with a lot of injuries.
Yeah, you know what? It starts with the mind. It really does. It starts with the brain. And what I mean by that is there's a will. The heart, the mind. I talk to kids all the time. If you don't have the will to play the game of football, it's going to be hard to play it when times get rough, when guys get bigger, when guys get faster. It's going to be harder. And you got to believe in yourself. And you got to always have this self-confidence that. And it comes through preparation. It comes through you putting the time in and doing the things that you think other people are not doing. Right. Like, what I would do is, and it's funny too, because some of my teammates in high school started watching me, and they started, kind of trying to do the same thing. I would try to, if they did 15 reps, I'll do 20. If they did, 20 hills, I try to do 30. Right. I always try to, and I did it when I went to college, I did the same thing. Went to the pros, did the same thing. If Reggie Bush did this, I'm going to do this, If he did 315, and for him to be a smaller guy, that's my boy, I couldn't believe that he was able to lift that much weight. He's strong. He's a strong guy. But I always want to do more. I always want to do more. And even in the studying too, when it came to New Orleans, you had an amazing quarterback over there, Drew Brees. Right. And you had to make sure
San Diego
you wasn't going to be in that backfield if you couldn't block for him. Right. So he had to believe in you. And I appreciate him believing in me that I was able to block for him. So it's those things. You always got to do more, and always, mentally believe in yourself that you can do it. Especially coming from a guy like me that had 5 surgeries coming out of college. I would go on to have 8 surgeries total since playing in football. But it starts here in preparation, and then from there, your body's going to be fit. It's going to be fit. It's going to be ready. But it starts with the brain.
Let me ask you this. So as football gets harder, faster, scarier for, you're playing it, there comes a dedication that you need to have to the team and to what you're doing, to this mission that's coming out on Sunday. Yeah. Now we're in this day and age where every player is a businessman too. And now you also have, here's a player, here's their agent, here's their family, here's their inner circle, here's the team, and they go there. So some guys have little to no connection with their team. Some guys have a strong connection. Yeah. But we've seen what's going on with the running back position. Yeah. Right, we're watching with Saquon Barkley. We're watching with Josh Jacobs. How does a guy show up and say, I'm going to give you 110% when the team is kind of looking at them straight in the face and saying, maybe we got this year together. After that, maybe we're going to try to do something else. The position's not getting the respect it deserves financially. I think a lot of people feel that way in the NFL community. Yeah. What's your take?
Well, my take is this, and you're right. Like, as a player coming into a situation, especially if you're drafted, or especially this is your first team, and you probably spent a good number of your years with that team, right. You feel a sense of family. You feel a sense of, I want to do what's best for the organization. Mm-hmm. And then you get slapped in the head, and you get the realization. Right. A lot of people get it, within before their second contract, or maybe after their first contract. They realize that, oh, shit is a business, and they're gonna do what's best for them. Mm-hmm. So it's tough. I can just imagine a guy like Saquon Barkley or a Josh Jacobs or even the kid Jonathan Taylor that right. They were the number one player on their team, like the jersey sales, probably the most gifted and skilled player, but you're not getting your due, right. And you have. Some kickers are making maybe more money than you are. It's how it is now. So it's a tough deal, and especially now when you spoke about you're a brand now. Mm-hmm. You're not just another number on the team. You have your own brand, and you have a team around you that's pushing your brand. So now you're right. You have your teammates and the team here, but you have another team that's built around making you successful on and off the field. How do you make these decisions, right? How tough are they? And they are. They're very tough, and it's not team related. Now, if that person was a boxer, if that person was a golfer, if he was a track star, you're not dealing with other players and relationships. It's just you. Right. But when you have that team aspect, and you've been in the team aspect since youth football, and a lot of times and I get it. You do. I'm coaching youth football now, and you have parents that are like, "My son's a star." You get the ego at every age. You're starting to get this team of people in youth football now that's trying to make you great off the field and on the field. Right. So it's like this is the new wave of how sports is. Right. It's a brand. Like these parents are getting in the youth and high school. NIL.
Look deals. At the stadium the college kids are playing in. This is
NIL big. Deals, and now college players are getting paid. Football. It's not the same when I was coming up. It's not the same at all. I had a father that played football, and he always told me, he said, do not speak about yourself. Let other people speak about you. Mm-hmm. And that always kept me humble. I never spoke about myself being great and all that stuff. I never did all that. But I see that's what people do, and you actually got to do that in order to get the type of promotion and marketing that you need. You got to speak about yourself. So today's way of sports would be the toughest thing for me. I was just never that kind of guy, especially when everything I did, thank you God. Like I gave everything to God, So now it's like it's a me thing, and I would never know how to navigate through this. It's crazy. I would definitely. Obviously you have your agent that's going to help you and things like that, but it would be tough for me. Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like you look at a guy like Saquon, who right now is the poster boy for Head and Shoulders shampoo. Yeah. You go from that meeting where you
got a lot of hair. Huh?
Doesn't got much. Right.
You see how good. How did he get that? That's pretty good.
That ratio deal.
That was Troy's, right?
Dollars is big. Yes.
He had all the hair. How they got that? I don't know, but it works for him. Okay.
That's a great point. Troy Polamalu to Saquon.
All the hair to Saquon. Okay.
Less hair, more money.
Yeah.
But not from the team.
But you know what? Because he's also in that market. So, so that's the thing. He's in New York, right? Where, New York, Los Angeles, and
your media market.
Maybe even Texas here. You're in a good meat market, man, that can, and you know what? And the thing is, I say this about the Lakers all the time. That's why people go to play for the Lakers, because they get the market, they get the LA, the whole deal. Maybe it's a case where, they have to do right by him some way, somehow. I think he's on a franchise tag right now, right? Yeah. So they're going to have to get some incentives.
Right.
All right. Hey, if Tom can get incentives of possibly owning the team, right. And possibly owning the team, I'm sure that you guys can find different ways where there's something that he can get out of this deal to keep him a giant, keep him wanting to be a giant.
Yeah, because it's crazy. You don't want your franchise players, and we see it every year.
Yeah.
Franchise players get disgusted to where they don't even want to wear, they don't even want to look at the logo of the team.
The first thing they do is what? They drop them off their social media, right?
Right.
Twitter, I'm not following you no more.
Right.
That's like the craziest thing. That's the biggest thing. They stop following somebody on Twitter now. Everybody's screaming.
Now the rumor mill gets going.
Yeah, the rumor mill gets going, right? So that's just funny to me.
So what would you right now, if you're sitting talking to a top high school running back prospect, would you tell them you should start looking at other positions?
You know what's crazy? I would tell them, try to get as much money as you can in college. Get your money now.
You couldn't have even said that phrase.
Yeah.
You could have been arrested for saying that phrase 10 years
Get your
ago.
money now in college through deals, and especially if you're at some of these top schools, Alabama. Get as much money as you can now, knowing that when you get to the NFL, you're gonna have a ceiling. You're gonna have a ceiling, So now for the running back position now, coming out of high school, if you're a top recruit, number 2, number 3 in the nation, you need to get into those NIL deals right away. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if we give one piece of advice in honor of the La Jolla Wellness Institute, the one that all athletes can do to make sure their body's in top form, what would it be? What's your secret?
You know what? I would say for me even now, it's always been cardio. It's always been running. Running has opened up doors for me. I started running track even before I played in Denver. I started running track. Actually, you know what? I wasn't even running track. I was just running, and then I got into track, and then from there, and being a running back, obviously, you just throw him the ball and let him run. But running has always been also a way for me to relieve stress mentally, and I still do it to this day. I try to. All these surgeries, I try to get out the bed and get on something, a treadmill. Got to keep it going. But yeah, I mean, as long as you're running and as long as you're not eating totally bad, I think that you'll keep yourself in good shape. You will.
Well, August 26th, the San Diego State Aztecs kick things off right here.
Yes, they do.
Snapdragon against Ohio. And last question would be, are the New Orleans Saints, led by Derek Carr, going to be a playoff team this year?
I think they will. I think that Dennis Allen, great coach, good guy, and he had a really good program there, organization. I love the owner. She's done very well since Tom Benson has passed, and she's given a lot to the team to grow and have the facilities that they have now and have just so much, and I think it's showing up. Very excited about the kid, Chris Olave. He's from San Diego. He's doing really well. Looking at, a really good big season for his second year. But yeah, I think this is a good opportunity for us to, as Saints, to kind of take lead in this NFC South. I think we can take it out.
You got to take advantage.
You got to take advantage. You got to have if any time is now. Yeah. So I think we're gonna be fine.
Oh, okay. Prayers are up for the Saints.
Who that?
Hopes are high.
Oh yeah.
I know. Thank you so
very
much,
man. Appreciate you.
And guys, don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, and we'll be seeing you here next time on the Charlie Booth Show. Cheers. Beautiful.
That was good.
Getting a behind-the-scenes look at Snapdragon Stadium in San Diego. You got any pictures with the shield, Lynell?
No, I don't. No, I do. I do got one. I was the honorary Aztec a couple times. Not yet.
This whole strip is the founders. Tell him what that is.
And they brought up
raw liver. Follow Dr. Paul Saladino.
Charlie's gonna try the raw liver tomorrow.
On account of I got to film all week, don't know if it's best for the health. Might be concerned for the health. Lynell has volunteered.
I would try it. No, I would try it. I'll try everything.
Listen, again, the way I take it, I don't taste it because I'm holding my breath and I go.
Wait, do you eat that for every meal?
No, everything. First thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, I had that raw milk ready. Half a teaspoon.
You're not taking the whole plate. You're taking
It's just a tablespoon
of liver.
of raw liver.
Oh, I'm
You saw
thinking you
it.
over here enjoying a meal.
No,
picking up the
no,
liver.
no. That's just to get my day started.
Oh, that's just like a medicine,
Yeah,
right? Like
it's
taking
just
medicine.
Like taking medicine.
Okay, I got you.
Exactly
I'm
right.
thinking you actually enjoying your meal.
No, I don't enjoy this at all, actually.
Okay.
But when I'm done, I'm just loaded
It's
with
probably
energy.
better than all this pre-workout shit people are taking. And all
Yeah,
this
I don't
other
take any
stuff.
more supplements anymore.
Okay, gotcha.
And I feel much
That
more
makes-
energy.
That makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah. I'm not eating.
Medicine
No
is
way
like
would
a
I
real
eat that.
meal. Like I'm eating my breakfast is liver and eggs.
But it's got to be grass-fed,
Okay.
no GMO, no antibiotic,
And then
nothing you can buy at
you eat
Vons.
regular-
Sorry
you
to
eat
say.
regular
Or
stuff too, right? You eat like regular stuff.
I don't eat vegetables anymore because of all the oxalates in it, and they'll talk about that.
Vegans are out of the conversation now.
But
Pescatarians.
I don't have a craving for chocolate anymore or
You don't
any
eat any
sweets
sugar?
because now I can eat fruit, and fruit is just candy.
Tastes
to
like
me.
candy.
It's
Interesting.
candy.
That's
to me.
good though. That's really good.
Yeah, it's such.
That
I
is
feel.
really good.
I'm 55.
Yeah,
I feel great.
Yeah, that's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's so Paul Saladino is the guy.
What's it called? Like the caveman diet? Or
Carnivore.
Like carnivore diet.
Carnivore. Yeah. But you got there are. I think there is a caveman diet.
There is okay.
But yeah, it's
What's all these diets, man? Somebody said something about a hamburger diet. There's like so many different like diets. Like
Just catch a fat guy in the
Yeah.
street talking about a
so
hamburger.
the way I look at it is the
Yeah.
bottom line. No matter what diet you're following, the key things to stay away from are the refined sugars, the flours, the cakes, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you eliminate that and just have pasta once in a while and,
Okay,
and
but-
rice once in a while, you should be okay. You ready?
I guess I should do the back.
Ready?
We go at the same time.
Here we go.
Shoot taps.
What do you guys feel?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Feeling that pretty good?
yeah.
Heartbeat. Oh, right, that's good.
Tell me when's good.
All right, that's good right there.
That's good. I feel my organs
too, Lynell?
moving.
Good, yeah.
Watch this.
It's like
That loose a little
popcorn.
bit. There.
Oh boy. Whoa. Are you serious?
Yeah, now
feel
start
like-
moving with it, right?
That's what I feel like.
I feel that in my
Yep.
spleen.
Do slow rotational stuff or hula hoop.
Hit
move.
the golf. So that's electrocuting you right now?
No, this is high-powered pulsed energy in the form of pulsed electromagnetic field, sending out high pulse energy to damaged cells, finding them out of those loops,
We getting beat up right now, bro.
running about 16 inches deep,
We catching the beat down.
spinning those electrons very hard. Toxins get flushed out, blood oxygen rushes it. Recharging your cells. Just like you felt at the Super Bowl, you'll feel looser, lighter when you're done.
How long does the session last?
How long is the session?
Yeah.
Usually 20 to 30 minutes, but you'll feel it even after these few minutes.
Yeah, it's like different spots you start to feel the pulses in.
Yeah, where you feel it is where you need it.
I'll tell you right now, some of my young youth players could use this,
Absolutely.
which is crazy, right? Because they're so young. And
Progress.
Mitch, I'll tell you what.
think real quick.
If you had this thing on right now, that camera would be going, I'm trying to act like a tough guy because I'm next to Lynell. I'm dying right now. He was just in the interview saying how if Reggie Bush did 315, I do 350. I ain't trying to compete with Lynell, okay? I'm gonna end up on the floor.
Yeah, you do this even after. Oh, so I have a custom loop. It's
Okay.
a figure 8,
Okay,
and
yeah.
you wear it like a backpack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was just popping. I have it on video. And then when he was done,
But he really was saying like for the next like 3 days it had like an impact.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like.
and then he saw me again. He said, "Hey, I cordially invite you to my golf tournament." So, there you go. How's that feel now? Yeah, different.
Like a wiggle.
Just lighter, looser.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel great.
Hopefully, the lasting effect of this is like 3 or 4 days. It
Oh,
could
is
come
that
back
what it
sooner. Yeah, that's a difference. It's because this works on a cellular level. We see the lasting effect a few days.
Yeah. That's really
All right, guys, the San Diego takeover has officially begun. Shout out to Lynell Hamilton, Snapdragon Stadium for kicking it off. Janae, you ready to go eat some raw liver? raw liver. You'll be all right. Guys, you'll see all that upcoming. Like, subscribe, comment. And we'll see you right here on the Charlie Booth Show. Till then, pick one of these suggested videos. I think you might like it. Someone like you? I think you might like it.